Hey everybody, welcome back out to Trigger Bar Philosopher. Today we have an exciting episode where we are going to be continuing our series on 460 Rowland, the most powerful semi-auto handgun cartridge in the world. Well, close to it. 50 AE has a speed, but not FK Bruno, not 50 GI, certainly not 10 millimeter. Let's get to shooting. All right, so let's see what we have to talk about today. We've got some 460 Rowland loaded ammunition from the company 460 Rowland themselves. This is called Johnny's Magnum Hollow Point. Pretty excited about this because in past tests, we tested some ammunition that had some XTP bullets loaded into some 460 Rowland. But the speed and power of 460 Rowland just tears up those bullets that were designed to go, it's 700, 800 feet per second, but instead we're going 1,400 feet per second, 1,500 feet per second. These 230 grains may not be going that fast, but we should be achieving around 1,000 energy foot-pounds. That's really impressive. We're going to be continuing on the test with my FNX Tactical 45, and it is again chambered in 460 Rowland, which means that I had put in a new barrel. It has different mag springs, has different recoil, and you have to run it with this compensator. We've had some issues with this gun over time. The MPS blew off. I really don't think that's due to the shooting these hot and heavy loads. That's due to some faults with the MPS, but it really is a fantastic optic if you can get it to keep on. We have new mag springs. These are the same ones that came from the factory. Again, I bought this gun from the factory. Those who watched my first video, I had problems. Those have all been cleared up. Everything is running super sweet with this. Let's gonna try it out with this. So let's move over. Let's see what we can get in terms of velocities with the Garmin with this Johnny's Magnum Hollow Point loads, 230 grain. And then we're going to shoot it in some gel. And we'll see if we do some accuracy testing. And maybe we'll just have a talk about why on earth would you use this type of handgun. All right, well, we've got 7 rounds loaded up. We're going to do some chronographing or using our Garmin C1 X Pro or Garmin X Pro, whatever the freak it's called. And we're going to get some velocities off these 230 grain. Hoping that we get somewhere around 1,000 feet energy foot-pounds. That's what we're supposed to be, but we'll have to see. 1320, that's a little bit lower than it needs to be. 1332. 1318. 1324, 1313, and 1321. So our average on that, well, our energy foot-pounds on, I think on 1321 is 892. So that's a little bit lower. We're getting up closer to 900 energy foot-pounds. We should be at over 1,000 on this. I did check, I shot some of these earlier. I did check some of the primers. The primers are starting to get pretty flat, so this probably is around max load for this setup, for this grain and bullet and so on and so forth. We had a max of 1332 and a min of 1313, so not bad. Let me take a look on the app and we'll discuss what we have there. Still a little bit lower, but still beating the socks off of 10 millimeter, still over most of the FK Bruno, over most of the 50 GI, still very powerful. Let's go up, see how this thing shoots into gel. All right, well, we're going to put a couple of rounds into this gel. I think it's going to be captured in the first gel, so I've got my older block first, and then a newer block. Trigger bar's cheap, what can I say? Hoping that this won't go into it, but we're just going to do the best we can. All right. Let's see where that went. Okay, wow, look at that wound track. We have a ton of energy dump right in here, and that is a full 360 degree energy dump. If you can see it, meaning sometimes, look at this over here, it's kind of like it's one-dimensional because the bullet, it was a 300 blackout bullet that top built vertically, so there's hardly any side to side or horizontal type penetration. But if you look at this one and all the angles that we come at it from, it just exploded in there. So as its wound track starts to lose petals, start to break out, and then yep, it looks like it escaped right over here at the 15-inch mark, so it deviated left. It was going into the gel block. I'll shoot another one, and we'll try to shoot it more to the right in case the left is the way it likes to spin out. Try to get a little bit more in the center, and so that we can see if we can capture this. Yeah, it's more center. Wish it were a little higher, but I think that's going to work out. All right, so look at it. We have a very similar energy dump that happened in this bullet. We're looking at the second one. So it's this wound track right here that we're following along, and went to all the way to this position where, sorry folks, I got ahead of myself and I dug this out. So we had the bullet there that we dug out, and dang, that was a nasty wound track, and it stopped right about at 14 inches. So crazy enough, all this energy dumped right into the gel block, into really the first 5 inches or so, but it was still creating a very gnarly wound track all the way out to 14 inches. Let's take a look at and see what the size of this XTP, I think it's an XTP Magnum bullet for a 454 Casull. Let's take a look at that. Well, it's a little hard to see it, but what we saw with some of the other bullets, they smushed completely flat and were out over an inch. This one here is still only about 0.75 inches. I've seen them expand more, but again, this bullet is made for 454 Casull, which is far more powerful than this round. And so you'd expect energy dumping or an energy foot-pounds of 1,400 or 1,500 that you can get up to with 454 Casull. So it's a bullet that's made a little bit for a little bit faster velocities, but hey, we got some great expansion. I would say pretty full. Anything more than that, and I would say you start to run into problems of losing jackets and jacket separations. Maintain most of its mass. This is fantastic. And of course, the bonus is I didn't mess up my new gel block. So more to come later. So far, we've been able to see that these Johnny Magnum cartridges are traveling at a velocity such to create 880 foot-pounds of energy. See what kind of damage that translates into a gel block, which may or may not correlate to actual tissue damage. Now let's see if in a self-defense situation, a bear is coming at you or some other type of attacker is coming at you, can you actually shoot the gun? Can you get enough rounds off in a timely manner in order for it to make a difference? Well, we've got a target down at 7 yards. I'm going to draw from the holster. I'm going to see if I can get my shots off in what I would consider to be sufficient time for someone who is drawing from a holster and coming up against some attack. So we've got a target down range at 7 yards. Let's see what we can do in terms of accuracy and speed of which we can have our follow-up shots. All right, I would say that that's probably accurate enough. I don't think my draw is where it needs to be, but I'm still working on it. But I think the accuracy is there, and you can get follow-up shots, especially with this compensator. So I'd say we're a go on this. Okay, well, let's just finish up for our range session today. Today we had out the 460 Rowland again, taking a look at a specific round from 460 Rowland, where they are actually building the rounds from some 454 Casull bullets. I believe they're Magnum bullets. That's why they're called Johnny's Magnum bullets. And we see that they perform rather well in gel. They sort of meet the FBI threshold. They don't over-penetrate, go through my 16-inch gel block, and they're accurate enough for self-defense, and I'm still able to shoot this. Would I like something a little more powerful in the 1,000 foot-pound range? Yeah, that's what I'm going for with this gun. That's why I have it. But I think that overall it's very acceptable. I think it's an exciting gun. I'm really enjoying shooting it. I hope you're enjoying learning about this cartridge as I am. Hope everyone has a great week. Let's get to shooting.